State agencies were told yesterday to cut their budget requests by 3%. This is Thursday, July 16th, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Thanks for making the Texas Minute part of your Thursday. President Donald Trump's energy independence agenda got a big win in federal court. More on that story coming up. In anticipation of a legislative push for a new round of property tax relief during the upcoming legislative session, Governor Greg Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, and House Speaker Dustin Burrows are directing most state agencies to reduce their baseline budget requests by 3%. Now, for some context, 3% of the current $338 billion budget would be just over $10 billion. Excluded from the reduction are several notable items, including the Foundation School Program, Medicaid, the Children's Health Insurance Program, foster care, adoption assistance, and the Texas Education Savings Account Program. Additionally, agencies seeking funding above their baseline allocations must submit those requests as exceptional items, identify lower priority programs or other savings to help offset the additional costs. House Speaker Dustin Burrows said the reductions will establish a new spending baseline so lawmakers can prioritize property tax relief. As Governor Greg Abbott recently admitted, previous property tax relief efforts have fallen short, largely because they did not systemically address spending. Among other things, the governor's 2027 push will permanently reduce homeowners' property taxes by requiring the state and not local property taxpayers to assume responsibility for funding public education. He also wants to impose stricter limits on local government spending, lower appraisal caps, and require voter approval for a broader range of property tax increases. In a mid-June operation, U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement agents arrested 238 illegal aliens in the Rio Grande Valley in partnership with federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies. Among those arrested were individuals who had convictions such as kidnapping, sexual battery, and drug prosecution. The operation marked the highest number of targeted arrests in a single day to date for ICE's Harlingen field office. Despite not offering any courses, majors, or degree programs for students, Texas A&M University's Race and Ethnic Studies Institute has been receiving annual institutional support. As part of an ongoing investigation, Texas Scorecard filed an open records request for the Institute's budgets over the past 5 years. Those documents reveal that RESI receives $100,000 annually from Texas A&M for operating funds. It's also received a smaller series of amounts for tuition support, dean's initiatives, payroll support, and salary support. With this funding, RESI's advisory board, faculty affiliates, and graduate student affiliates produce grievance-themed content parroting left-wing political views. Organizationally, the Race and Ethnic Studies Institute is situated in the College of Liberal Arts, insulated by 4 layers of bureaucracy from the Texas A&M system's gubernatorially appointed Board of Regents. Just an idea here, but with the governor, lieutenant governor, and speaker wanting 3% cuts from every state agency, including Texas A&M, this might be a good place to start. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Are you worried about your kid's future? You should be. I'm Charles Blaine with Texas Tomorrow. This is a show where we're going to talk about the issues and the people that are pushing the policies that concern your family, your home, and your kids. Catch Texas Tomorrow every Thursday.
A federal appellate court has cleared the way for the Delfin LNG Deepwater port in the Gulf of America, rejecting a legal challenge by 3 left-wing environmental organizations. The ruling is being hailed as a win for President Trump's energy independence agenda. At issue has been Delfin Liquefied Natural Gas's proposed port that would feature a cluster of floating vessels moored miles offshore, liquefying natural gas and boarding it onto tankers bound overseas. Approval was granted by the Department of Transportation's Maritime Administration back in 2017. Changes in the plan over the next several years gave the Biden administration the chance in 2024 to declare the approval was void, forcing Delfin LNG to reapply. But after Mr. Trump retook the White House, he ordered the Maritime Administration to reassess the project, which resulted in the approval being reinstated. The left-wing climate groups had sought to vacate the renewed project's federal license, but the court found that the groups had failed to prove that even a single one of their members had suffered or faced an injury traceable to the project. You can find the details of that story and the others mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was produced by Nick Shepard and based on the original reporting of Brandon Waltons, Grant Hawk, Adam Kahn, and Travis Morgan. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Now, go make it a great Thursday.